Coronation is a Southern African third-party fund management company headquartered in Cape Town and provides both individual and institutional investors with access to markets in South Africa, Botswana, Swaziland, Ireland and the United Kingdom. Coronation has a price-earnings ratio of 14, a market cap of 9 billion rand. As at the end of March 2012, the quarter-end assets under management totaled 296 billion rand. Now, from a assets under management perspective, that's nothing to sneeze at. This is a big player. They've done incredibly well over the last couple of years.
Look, I mean, the way I like to look at asset managers and think about them is, firstly, how much am I paying for their assets under management? So if we look at Coronation market cap of 9 billion, close to 300 billion in assets under management, you're paying 3.1% of their assets under management. So now, where has Coronation been over the last 10 years? Coronation has traded between 1.6% and 3.1%, an average of 2.2. So it's at the high end of where it's traded historically. So I mean, so you look at that and you say, am I getting a cheap deal here? My answer to that is, I don't think so. The other key thing to look at for an asset manager, as Hugo was saying, that it's really a winner-takes-all strategy in this game. So how have they done? How have their funds performed? Now, if you look at their performance, it's really fantastic. Their 3-year, their 5-year, on all their funds, they're in the top quartile. So that is great. So they've got a good history, good track record. You're paying a little bit much for it, in my mind, because with 3.1 being at the high end of the range. And then if I take a step back, Coronation's done incredibly well. Now all the assets have moved there. With 300 billion under management, how much alpha can you really add? I mean,
so you're saying size here becomes restrictive then?
It does become restrictive.
Let's bring Eugene into the equation. Do you think that size is restrictive in the case of Coronation when it comes to seeking alpha?
Absolutely. But if you look at the Coronation strategy, they already capped the institutional equity offering, as far as I know, and they're in the process of capping other institutional products. In other words, what they're telling the market is, in the domestic market, South African market now, is that, guys, we can only cater up to a certain level of funds, quantum of funds, and beyond that we are going to struggle to add value. It's similar to what Alan Gray did a couple of years ago. But I think you've got to look into the strategy further and say, okay, guys, from here, what have you developed over the past couple of years? And in what area are you moving in? I think if you look at Investec Asset Management, it's a very good example where they saw the limitations of the local market, expanded overseas. It took them many years to get settled there. And they're starting to accumulate funds in their London office very successfully. So Coronation is going to be a very similar story. They're expanding their product offering into the foreign markets. They've got
Eugene, let me jump in there. At 28 Rand, at 28 Rand, from a valuation perspective, what would you be doing with Coronation?
Yeah, I would be a holder of Coronation. I think in the whole universe, local universe, I'll most probably be more keen to hold Coronation than any of the other companies. It's a very, very strong brand. So I'm prepared to pay up a little bit for the brand. And then it's a very high cash generator. Coronation is going to pay close to 8% dividend yield over the next year. So there might be a short-term blip in terms of growth over the next year or two, but thereafter I'm very positive on it. So
8% dividend yield. We bring it back to Johannesburg here. 8% dividend yield for the forthcoming year. That is a fantastic stat to throw forward to in this low yield environment. Hot or not in your book?
It's a bit expensive, so not hot.
And Eugene, I assume you're going to go with the hot scenario for Coronation. Hot or not, sir?
No, I'm hot. I like the dividend.